Hi guys, this is Gregor for PreSonus, and today we want to take a look at the X-Trem plugin in Studio One, which is an incredibly powerful modulation tool that you can use for panning, tremolo effects and gating. Let's check it out. You can add the X-Trem to any channel by finding it in the Effects tab of Studio One's browser and dragging it onto your desired track. The X-Trem is essentially Studio One's LFO tool that you can use for quick modulation of pan and volume. It can also be used for extremely interesting offbeat effects, for sidechain style effects, or for rhythmic transgate style sequencing. So let me show you what this can do. For this audio demonstration, it's probably the best idea if you wear your headphones so that you can really tell the subtle differences. You can use the X-Trem either in trem mode, which will affect the amplitude, how loud or quiet your signal is, or in panning mode, which will determine whether your stereo signal is coming from the left or the right channel. The intensity for both modes can be set with the depth control. So, for example, if my trem mode is set to 100% depth, then the signal goes from its current level all the way to nothing and back up. Or in pan mode, it would go from hard left to hard right. And the more I reduce the depth, the more gradual this change becomes. There's 4 waveforms and 2 sequencing modes to choose from. There's triangle, sine wave, sawtooth, and square wave. And you can also flip the polarity around. I love the pan mode on drums because it instantly adds so much more movement. But the trem mode can also be really cool for drums. Check out the next example. So on this groove here, I love just changing the waveform to square wave and then increasing the depth and then flipping the polarity around. This will turn any of your drum loops into an offbeat groove, and that you can of course also automate using the depth control. It's great for DJs. And to automate that could be easier. You just right click the parameter that you want to automate, click on Edit Automation, and then you can use the multi-tool, for instance, to draw in ranges where you want that to occur, maybe here and here. All right, and then just drag it up. Yeah, just super versatile. The LFO speed control determines the repeat rate of each waveform and also of each sequencer that we're going to look at in a sec. It can be either in sync on a bar or beat basis with your song, or it can also be a free-running LFO, which is very interesting, particularly for creative applications. Next up is the already mentioned step sequencer, where all the way at the bottom is hard left or no amplitude, and all the way at the top is hard right or full amplitude, depending on the depth control, of course. And then you can draw in everywhere in between to create your own complex waveforms. And finally, there's a gate sequencer that can either do the depth control percentage or 0%. This is really cool for transgate and creative style effects. As you can see, the X-Trem is an incredible modulation tool. It can save you a lot of automations in your song, especially when just a couple of background animations are required.